6 minutes early or so. So if you want to fast forward, go about 6 minutes into the future if you're listening a little bit later. And that's when the show will actually start. This is the pregame. Mrs. wanted to start a little bit early because she had things she was doing. And are you going to share what the things are?
Well, I'm just finishing. I just needed to finish putting stuff in,
Oh,
and that's what
okay.
I'm doing. So,
So you're doing the thing that does the thing
mm-hmm.
that does the thing. Okay. And I've got actually for once I'm finished like really early. I don't know why. And I'm waiting for our stream to show up. I'm sure it'll show up shortly online. Let's see on Twitter. Someone showing illegals climbing the wall, and someone says, "Well, how do we stop this?" And then someone responds, "Add voltage, add voltage." So that's that's a good start. Um, Local school district officials indicted for electioneering. Well, that's shocking on that would happen in a big city. Staying away from that. So some stories you just look and say, nope, not touching that one. Just not touching that one. And yeah, that one too. And that one. Ah, yes, here we go. Um, Canada is about to euthanize someone with ADHD and autism because they're, you know, kind of depressed. So,
Is that 27-year-old?
yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep. And you, you know, I don't know what it is about the left. They just like injections, either vaccines or
It's just like killing people. People specifically.
yes, humans.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to touch that story. Man, there's a lot of stories to just avoid. Huh. Somalia's uh, Somalia's currency is so bad that newer counterfeit 1,000 shilling notes and old legitimate 1,000 shilling notes are equally valuable. They're both worth about 4 cents. So, Somalia, the Wakanda of East Africa. And this is one I'm not covering, but the White House does want the moon to have its own
Well, okay, you
time
say
zone.
you're not covering it, but you're talking about it right now on the
Well, I'm not
podcast.
covering in the main body of our story. Now, I sure you will live.
As far as I know.
Okay.
I see people in chat who clearly can hear us.
Okay. Well,
Catherine, Tim, and Codex.
ah, excellent. Well, I am flying blind right now. Ah.
Ah.
Trump spoke recently with Saudi leader. I'm sure that'll be another charge.
Oh, probably, yeah.
He's talked to people. And God, so many stories you just can't touch. Can't touch this. Did find out today that and Mark's here. Did find out today that Hunter Biden got $500,000 in COVID funds for his um for his art gallery that employed two people, which I
Mm-hmm.
think one of them included himself. Just 500,000. It's good to be Hunter. And Mark, you out there?
Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
I'm
just
I'm
barely
I'm
got in.
I'm audibly eating here, so sorry.
Yeah, no problem. We're pre-gaming right now. So, oh, and now there's a call for uh, Judge Juan Mercan to recuse himself from Trump's trial. Of course, that
Well,
will not happen.
so I just saw a thing, and this is posted in the fans of Best of the Web from the Wall Street Journal in that forum, from Jesse Waters. That says Jesse Waters says Trump is banned from talking about the judge's family. Why? Because the judge's family was paid by the Biden campaign. The judge's
Hmm.
family is currently being paid by Adam Schiff over $10 million.
There's no conflict of interest.
Right.
None whatsoever. All right. I, see the podcast now. All right. And we're ready for the countdown.
Probably do my other stuff here. Hang on.
Excellent.
All right.
Catherine, Tim, Codex. Maybe we'll see Tadano Hito Hito.
Just to check to make sure you can hear me.
And everyone knows it.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was weird. I don't want you to do Zoom.
Well, I think we've got movie sign.
We got movie time. We'll hit it.
Bombs and bands. Bombs and bands.
All systems go.
Bombs and bands.
Defiance.
Bombs and bands.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and bands.
We began as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Welcome, everyone, to the 123rd live edition of Bombs and Bands and Wednesday Rants. As always, I'm your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from the penthouse control room of the majestic Wilder Industries skyscraper. With me, as always, is Mark.
Hey, everyone.
And the missus.
So I will give a warning in that my computer has not locked up on me all afternoon. So
Don't say that.
if that happens, I'll just restart the stream. So you'll just have to go back and it'll be part 2.
Okay. All right. Well, here we are. And I'm supposed to say, the missus told me I'm supposed to say like and subscribe, because if you hit the like and subscribe button, YouTube will feel marginally less happy when they inevitably kick us off.
They'll feel seen.
Yeah, we'll see. Mark, I need a superlative from you from the last 7 days. You pick one.
Oh, I don't know.
It's not like I don't do
Um,
this every week.
Oh, I don't know. Long.
Long? No. Like a story, like a vignette, like something cool that happened.
I got sick.
Ooh, was it the good kind of sick?
No.
Oh.
I don't know what to say.
Does it involve viruses or bacteria, or
I'm not
maybe?
sure.
Okay,
No.
just feeling sick.
Yeah,
You know?
no, just something. So
Well,
anyway, yeah, no, I'm trying to think back if I did anything exciting this weekend. I mean, we had East Church. Went to church and had a little Easter service, of course. Since it was Easter Sunday, they decided to let us go without making us go to Sunday school or anything. So
they
just had the main
figured
service.
they figured you'd been dunked for the year, so you were okay, huh?
Well, I just figured 1 hour is enough. No, I had a lot of anyway. No, my wife had put together a really good dinner, and so yeah, it was
So
good.
I think you should have celebrated by throwing some money lenders out of a temple or something. Time to get the whip.
Um,
Time to get the whips out.
I know, but banks are closed on Sundays.
The missus, what was your highlight of the last 6 days?
Last 6 days, huh?
Yes.
I would have to go with the bacon cheeseburger I am eating right now, because it is fantastic.
That's a great way to live in the present. And I myself am going to go with I took over Poland. It was kind of fun, so nothing better.
Which side? Which side?
To, I was starting from the west side of Poland.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I think we got like a whole full show and everything.
I know. I even have a funny. I have one funny before we start.
Well,
So here
well, rock it and or roll it.
this is my favorite thing I've seen on Facebook this week. So here it is.
Knock knock. I like it. Now we should do it for people who might just listen only.
Oh, right. Okay. So people who can't see it. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hike.
Haiku.
Unsuspecting son. Dad waiting with bated breath. Sets the perfect trap.
That's a good haiku.
It
See,
is
it's even
it is a good
better when
haiku.
you deliver it. Did you have another one?
No, that was it.
Okay. One was then enough. It was the perfect haiku. All right. Story number one. That brings us right to story number one. Did you have a big celebration on Sunday? It was a huge and important holiday. And here is the U.S. Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona, to tell us why.
At the Department of Education, we know that all students do their best when they're seen and they're supported. To the many transgender students across the country listening on this Trans Day of Visibility, we in the Biden-Harris administration want you to know that we see you, we support you, and we celebrate you. We also know it's not an easy time to be you. Walking into a classroom should be an act of hope, not an act of bravery. That every day you choose to show up as your true self, you make this world a more brave, more honest, and more free place. In your gift for seeing things as they could be, I see the promise of America. Today, we at the Department of Education want you to know that your school, your community, and your country are better because you're a part of it. You don't just belong here. We need you here. From all of us here at the Department of Education, happy Trans Day of Visibility.
Oh,
Well,
wasn't that
he
sweet?
really leaned into that
He
one.
did.
Mark, did your church, rather than talk about that pesky Jesus coming back from the grave, they talk about the Trans Day of Visibility instead because it's so much more important to our government?
No, no. Fortunately, they didn't.
Well, but but here's the missus did not put him up for a jackass, though I think he deserved it, probably because there wasn't a clip. But Biden indicated that he was absolutely did not declare Easter a Trans Day of Visibility. He didn't do that, and people were misinformed.
And he was probably ready to take you out behind the gym and beat you up, Jack.
Yep. Yep. The missus absolutely missed that one in there.
You better listen up, Bow. Our
Oh,
president's greatest hits.
Well,
yes, indeed.
he's the one that started this whole thing back in whatever it was, 2021 or whatever, I think is when they started doing it.
Well, Easter.
No,
But the
the
White House did have an Easter egg hunt, and you could design an Easter egg as long as that Easter egg had no overt religious symbols on it. Now, what kind of eggs are they?
Right. Trans Day of Visibility.
Hmm. Yep. And Catherine, it's dog-faced pony soldier eggs, right? It could be those.
Even better.
The last point that I want to make before we move away from this is that Cadbury has jumped on the bandwagon, and they're no longer Cadbury Easter eggs, at least in some places. They were something like Cadbury Fun Gift Eggs or something.
Springtime eggs.
Springtime
Yeah.
eggs. Yeah.
I don't know that that was it, but that would be my guess.
It wasn't either one of those, but it was, the same sort of lame meme malarkey. And it's like maybe someone hit a bridge with a hole.
If only there was
whole,
insurance for that.
Yes, insurance for a bridge being hit by Cadbury cream eggs in a ship.
One can dream.
Yes.
Are giant cargo ships causing problems in your backyard?
Oh no, not again. Another cargo ship on my bridge?
Introducing Bridge Guard, the insurance that's got you covered from one end of the bridge to the other. With Bridge Guard, you can kiss those cargo ship-related nightmares goodbye. And if you act now, we'll include our exclusive Goat Guard coverage. Your bridge will be protected from even the most mischievous of farm animals.
Thanks to Bridge Guard, I can finally enjoy my morning cup of tea without worrying about rogue goats or cargo ships.
But that's not all. With BridgeGuard, you're covered for every bridge-related mishap imaginable, from troll infestations to unexpected pirate invasions. Arr, arr, hey pirate, I'll be. Don't let your bridge become a pirate's playground. Arr, uh-oh. Get BridgeGuard today and keep those scallywags at bay. So whether your bridge is a vital part of your daily commute or simply a beloved part of your backyard, trust BridgeGuard to keep it safe and sound. BridgeGuard, because every bridge deserves a safety net, especially if it's yours.
A product of Slapcop Industries. All right.
I can guarantee you there's probably people at Lloyd's that were sick to their stomach when they heard the news.
I would imagine.
Oh, Jolie. All right. So yes, indeed. That's the missus. Tim Turner gives you a little bit of applause, the missus. So congratulations. All right. Israel proves itself adept as. Well, let me start on that again. Can we fix this in post and
Yeah, sure.
remove the
Yeah, of
errors?
course we
Okay,
can.
we'll fix this in
Yeah.
post.
Mhm.
Israel proves itself as adept at airstrikes as the Obama administration. Oops.
Major story overseas tonight, the deadly Israeli airstrike killing 7 aid workers delivering food to Gaza. One of the workers, a U.S. citizen. You will see the images here tonight, what was left behind. You can actually see the convoy clearly marked. It was struck 3 times. They had alerted the Israelis beforehand. The White House tonight saying it is outraged. Prime Minister Netanyahu calling it unintentional, saying it happens in war, drawing outrage for his words, too.
There you have it. Today, and this is something I didn't put in the news for a little bit later on Think Real Fast, but I did notice that today the Israeli parliament was overrun by protesters. So,
what were they protesting?
I think all of it. They're obviously not on Netanyahu's side.
So are they just self-loathers to the point that they want themselves dead?
I think they want to kick themselves out of the country.
Okay. Well, I mean, they could leave.
But there's Israel. I have no idea what's going on there. And because
We've gotten so far twisted around, who can tell these days?
I know. I know. I'm just going to skip it.
I don't even know what people are mad about anymore.
Well, it's not about football. Hey, football fans, let's hear it for the Overland Park Chiefs. What, you ask? It might happen after Jackson County, Missouri, home of the Kansas City Chiefs, voted no on a proposal to spend taxpayer money on a new stadium for the Chiefs, and also one for the Royals. Here's Chiefs President Mark Donovan, which is totally not a made-up name, after the votes were tallied.
Foremost, we've been talking a lot about the democratic process. We respect the process. We respect the decision of the Jackson County voters today. We're disappointed. We feel we put forth the best offer for Jackson County, and we were ready to extend the long-standing partnership that the teams have enjoyed with this county. This is important. We want to thank everyone that worked tirelessly on our behalf. We truly appreciate all the effort, all the time, and all the work that you all put in. We will do and we'll look to do what is in the best interest of our fans and our organization as we move forward.
In other words, they're gonna ignore what the voters just told them.
Well, the thing is that they've gotten offers to move.
Well, the big news for me out of this story is that Kansas City has a baseball player.
I know, right? Go Chiefs and take the Royals with you.
Oh, I heard that they had one back in the 80s, but I didn't know that they have had one since.
Oh, they won a World Series about 6 or 7 years ago. Was that it? We watched the end of that last game.
Did we?
Yeah.
On our minds?
No, just channel flipping like, oh, it's a baseball game. Oh, this is kind of a good game. And it was like game 9. And the Royals won the series, yeah. Oh, yay, I guess. I don't know.
It's baseball, who knows?
Right.
All right. Let's move along. A typo means instead of buying one house, You bought the whole neighborhood. Oops, came at 11.
If you have bought a house, you know there is a lot of paperwork that comes with it. And usually you check a few boxes, you initial several dozen times, and then you sign on the dotted line. Well, that's exactly what woman thought she did until she realized not only did she buy one home outside of Reno, Nevada, she bought the entire neighborhood. A clerical error is to blame for all of this. And instead of spending $594,000 for that one house, she purchased 84 additional properties estimated to be worth around $50 million. It was a copy and paste kind of thing with the title company.
Oops. Woo and ha. That's where you go. I'm willing to start negotiating.
Well, yeah, because the value of the properties that she accidentally bought for $500,000 is $50 million.
Yes, that's when you start going, yes, I understand it was an accident.
It's right here in the fine print, though. You signed it.
It's final. I mean, that's why I call it closing. Yeah. Wow, title insurance company, somebody's getting reamed on that one, I'll tell you what.
Got to take that out of your paycheck, Bob.
If I were George Takei, I'd say, oh my.
Oh my.
Nicely
I know that's
done.
not George. I just happen to be on the right page.
Mark, why won't you buy me a neighborhood like that?
Because I don't have that type of money, and I read the paperwork.
What? Do you think she would have mentioned? Wait a minute. And how do you think that the person who read that felt?
When it was brought to their attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Oh, no.
indeed.
And the woman, of course, was like,
oh, no. Anyway.
So here's my imagination. Somebody read it and they're like, maybe she'll do reversies. It's like Uno, reversey. Oh,
I imagine the developer didn't intend to sell all of them to her either, so
Codex
they'll
notes,
probably nullify it.
They can't. You can't. It's called closing. Codex notes, curses, foiled by literacy and attention to detail. I mean, we got hit up after we closed on our current house for something like, I don't know, $1,500, and because they made a math error. And so I talked to the attorney. The attorney said, it's a math error, but it's closed. It's done. So you're out. I didn't even check the math.
Paperwork has been signed.
The paperwork has been signed. All right. Well, you know what? It may or may not be right, but it's time for Pitch Perfect Justice.
When you need to throw the book at lawbreakers.
Are you a judge that likes to throw the book at guilty lawbreakers? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like your courtroom demeanor lacks that necessary pizzazz? Do you struggle with the art of book-throwing justice? Fear not, Your Honor. Introducing Pitch Perfect Justice, the premier service for judges to master the fine art of book-throwing with the precision of a major league pitcher.
Right.
You'll get hands-on direction from our best coaches.
All right, judges, remember the fundamentals. Keep your eye on the defendant, plant your feet, and let that book fly like a fastball.
Our expert coaches will guide you through personalized training sessions, teaching you the perfect form and technique to deliver justice with a well-aimed book.
The jury has found you guilty.
But, Your Honor, I didn't... Ow!
So whether you're presiding over a high-profile case or simply settling a dispute in small claims court, trust Pitch Perfect Justice to help you paint the corners of justice. Pitch Perfect Justice, because some criminals just need to be plunked by the law.
Excellent. And well done.
Thank you.
All right. Well.
And I would say we had a guest voice in that particular spot, but they were tricked into it, so.
Just leave it right there. All right. So do you want to go to Conversation Street or Jackass of the Week?
I don't care either way.
Well, tell you what.
You're driving the boat. Just don't hit the bridge.
Well, let's.
We don't
take
have
a
bridge
trip.
guard.
Let's take a trip down that street we call conversation.
And now it's
I'm sorry.
time for us to take
Richard
down the
Hammond gets
smooth-
his props. Here we go.
And now it's time for us to take a stroll down the smooth sidewalks of Conversation Street.
And just to let everybody know, the reason the audience is laughing is because I'm in lingerie.
Well, I mean, you're still celebrating Trans Day of Visibility.
Well, actually, so that was exactly where I was going with this one, because the number one trending topic on Twitter, or the website formerly known as Twitter, X, was, the last time I checked, J.K. Rowling. And J.K. Rowling is kind of, I think everyone knows her as the author of the Harry Potter books. She's also been an outstanding advocate for this crazy idea that, why don't you take it from here, the missus?
Well, how do I say this so that we don't get kicked off of YouTube? That a man in a dress is not a woman, no matter how much he insists that he is.
Exactly. So, there was a new hate speech law passed in where she lives in Scotland or England or someplace.
Scotland, I believe.
Yeah, it ends with land, like Wales land or Ireland or
French land.
Anyway,
Spain
it was
land.
Scotland. So it was Scotland, and it went into effect on April 1st. Okay, it's a hate speech law that's supposed to protect groups of people, and immediately people were reported. But who was reported the most? That would actually be the First Minister of Scotland, who went on a rant in 2020 complaining that all the people in Scotland were white. Meanwhile, I know that Rowling was reported, but not very much, and I think she was cleared. So, folks, hate speech, transsexuals, and Scotland. Go for it.
There's a reason why we have a First Amendment here.
No, they'll do it here too. They just got to work a little bit
Oh, they're
harder.
trying, yeah.
No,
Well,
I don't. Frankly, I don't know what's wrong with the Ireland and the British Isles. They've just gone batshit crazy.
You need to clip that one for the future.
Oh my God! Oh my God! We need some sort of alarm for when Mark swears.
So,
I didn't swear. I mean, that's a word. It's a real word.
it's gonna be insane.
Yes. No, I mean, it's weird. I mean, you watch British TV that's been produced like the last 10 years, and they're like, they're basically about 5 years ahead of where the US is on most of these woke issues. They've just been pushing it. I don't know why. I think there's just something crazy going on. So, but probably doesn't help that the prime ministers of every one of those countries there are from India.
And just go for it.
So I'm just saying, I know we're in Conversation Street, but I think we have a choice here of the siren for when Mark swears. We have this one. Okay, and we have this one. Right, let's try this one.
No, stop the sirens. You need a saucy black lady saying, "Oh no, you didn't."
To see if I can find that.
A saucy black lady with a Valley Girl talk?
Oh no, you didn't. Oh, all right. Oh, hey, so there's some great news. This is just in. Biden has drained our strategic oil reserves to the lowest point in 40 years. They refuse to build it because oil's too expensive. So don't need
No,
no strategy.
we've got to sell it to the Chinese. So
That's right.
We're boned.
We're bound. All right. Ready for jackasses?
Yes, I think I am.
Rock it and roll it.
This is Neil Young,
Hey, get that jackass out of here!
and I'm proud to present my Brain Jackass of the Week.
I guess he's done. Shut up, Neil.
He's been done since the late 80s.
True.
Number one for the Brain Jackass candidate is Jamele.
I think it's Jamel.
Jamel.
Yeah.
They might learn spelling. Hill goes all in on throwing the race card into women's sports.
You also have the gender dynamic that's at play here, and what everybody's sort of preconceived notions about how women are supposed to behave, whether it be Black women or white women. You know, a lot of the digs that get thrown at Angel Reese is about behavior and policing, how she behaves, and Flaujae Johnson and Kim Mulkey about behavior. And like, no, they're not supposed to act this way. They're not supposed to be this brash. They're not supposed to be this bold. They're not supposed to get on the court and talk their shit. Like, they're not supposed to do these things because this is not how we have idealized what women in a competitive sport, what that looks like.
I think what she's complaining about is that the best female basketball player of all time currently plays for Iowa and is white. And her first name's Caitlin. I don't know what her last name is, really. I don't.
It doesn't matter. It's women's
I know
basketball.
it's women's basketball.
Although this year was absolutely it was a record as far as viewing. So anyway, that's candidate number.
The Babylon Bee had a pretty good one on this.
Yeah. This is candidate number one, folks. Candidate number one, and this is audience participation. So that is Jamele. All right, ready for number two? Number two.
Okay, number two is
the American.
Go ahead.
The American leftist, Elon, posted the video for this audio.
No, the American leftist is the candidate. Period.
Oh. Okay. The American leftist created this video, and Elon posted the video for this audio with the tweet, "Most reasonable people, because they are reasonable, cannot believe that the goal of the far left is to end America." The lefty talking here was carrying a sign touting the group Answer Coalition. They seem to be against the war in Gaza.
Yeah. Google them if you want. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but here's the idiot in question.
You're over here appropriating a space for your own personality.
I'm a journalist.
You're not a journalist.
How do you decide who's a journalist?
I mean, considering I was fired as a journalist, you're no journalist.
Literally, would you rather be at your sick of your whole life?
You're not doing this for, like, what the actual conversation is, which is getting rid of this country.
Getting rid of this country?
Getting rid of America, getting rid of the West. This is what this is for.
You want to get rid of America?
Yes. Everyone here understands that at some level we need to get rid of America completely.
What should we do?
Decolonization, land back.
Where should we go, though?
In our communities. We need to go leave the capitals, leave the central capitals of commerce, of capital itself.
What the hell does that mean? We're supposed to all move out to make sure we don't live in New York City? Is that?
I guess that white people are not supposed to live anywhere in the world because we're colonizers. So I don't know. I guess we have to live in the ocean. Hope you can tread water.
No, maybe
know.
we could move back to Europe.
No. We're not allowed in Europe either. I mean, if people were, you would think it would be okay for white people to be in charge of the government. You would think Britain, Ireland, Scotland. No, like all Indians who run those countries now.
And just like if this were a blue state, the votes are in, Mark, and you have lost. I don't know if you lost. Who are you voting for?
Two.
Okay, you won. It was nearly unanimous. Actually, Kodak's went with 2. So number 1, she almost went for number 1, but number 1's awful.
So,
So
so
number
Jamel
2.
Hill not winning.
Yeah.
Well, the reason that she's going to give why she didn't win, right? I think we can all say the reason that she would tell you she didn't win.
It's because she's black. That's why she didn't win.
Exactly it. Yes. So our winner is the American leftist. Yay! Way to go, jackass. Oh, come on. And this has been the Reigning Jackass of the Week.
All right.
Oh, by the way,
just for once, I would like to see these people that come up with these radical solutions actually just do it themselves first. Why don't they set an example?
Right.
Indeed. I think they should. And you know where a great place to set an example would be? Think real fast.
No, I do have a thing I wanted to share here, because I did go to the Babylon Bee. Here's one of their stories on the Babylon Bee. I was drawn and quartered for this, thanks to Despondent Ghost of William Wallace and Skies over Edinburgh. Alrighty, here we go.
Think real fast.
Breaking news.
No, I was totally on the wrong page for that.
Breaking news.
From Global Eye News, Israel bombed Damascus. Not that anyone called to ask us. In Damascus, there were Iranians. Now they're as mad as Ukrainians. The CIA says that Iran will attack and give Israel a slap. Israel has opened the bomb shelters in case Iran becomes bomb pelters. That's the most poetic I've been on
That's
any
sort
of
of
those. Anyway,
helter-skelter.
yes. Mark, if the Iranians attacked, would this make for the first time the CIA was right since they selected carpet color for their office back in 1956?
Oh, yeah, probably. I mean, it just seems so obvious that Iran's going to do something.
Well, that's the
But
next one.
they'll get the attack. They'll get whatever the type of attack is wrong.
The missus, does anything ever happen?
No, it never happens. It's never going to happen.
Nothing
Although
ever
I found the
happens.
Babylon Bee story I was looking for, and that basketball player from Iowa, her name is Caitlin Clark. Here's the headline. Caitlin Clark canonized as saint after performing miracle of making women's basketball watchable.
Oh.
Gotta love the bee.
Gotta love the bee. Well, more breaking news.
Oh, no. Goodness.
Breaking news.
So this follows after I wrote the first one completely. From Iran's VP for Legal Affairs, Mohammed Dequan, the Iranians might file a lawsuit against Israel for bombing them in Damascus. Mark, do you think the Iranians know any good lawyers?
Probably not. No, I don't know. They could go to their K Street people in Washington and get some referrals, I'm sure.
Yeah. Are they going to sue them? Are they going to bomb them? The missus, does anything ever happen?
It never happens. It's happening! It's never going to happen.
All right. What a difference 3 months make. In January 2024, the question was, are the Houthis going to finally see why America can't afford free health care with all of our bombing that we're going to do on them? And in March 2022, in the Atlantic, here's the headline. Have the Houthis become unstoppable? Mark, has the Biden administration degraded the capacity of the U.S. military so that we're now scared of Todd, the third grade bully, and we'll soon have to give him our lunch money?
Well, Biden certainly hasn't helped, but to be honest, the military's done this to themselves. This would be the perfect situation where you might want to use littoral combat ships, which the Navy apparently is incapable of actually producing any that work.
Well,
and,
we're boned.
So, I mean, we just don't have the capabilities anymore. 100 years ago, they would have sent some gunboats over with a bunch of Marines, and they would have gone in there and kicked butt and then left, and that would have been the end of it. But
Well, I heard today that the Chinese had the capacity. I don't know if this is true or not. The Chinese had the capacity to make in 2 days, as many cruise missiles as are in the United States inventory. Now they're selling them to Russia right now, but that's what I've heard. So
yeah, I don't believe it.
So the missus,
Yeah.
um,
I have a question for you aside from the podcast for a moment. Is Pugsley home?
yes.
Tell him to come down here and get this fucking cat. And kick him out where he belongs.
All right, first answer the question.
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. What's going on with that cat? What is it doing?
He is just the cat who pees on everything and is not, under any circumstance, allowed to be in the house.
Is it the yellow one or gray one?
No, it's the gray one.
Okay. Well, first answer this question and then tap dance until I get back.
Can you not hear him in the background?
Yeah. The missus, how long until we offer foreign aid to the Houthis?
Oh, we've probably been supplying with them with money for years. I mean, how long have they been bombing us? Certainly at least a couple months before that started.
Well, Saudi Arabia was in the middle of a deal when this whole Israeli Hamas thing broke out. So, and it sort of tanked that deal. But as part of that deal, Saudi Arabia was going to give them a bunch of money.
You know, I kind of think the Saudis have gotten to the point where they're like, really all we want to do is stay here in our mansions with our harems of women and just enjoy having all this sweet, sweet oil money. You raging Muslims, we'll give you some money. Oh, who's not here?
Pugsley.
Oh, I thought he just came in. That's how the cat got in.
Well, if he is, he's not answering. I couldn't find him.
Well, maybe it was the FBI agent sneaking through your back door that let the cat in.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't a dog.
They didn't even bother to knock
They
this time.
Shot it.
FBI,
Oh. Codex Nits, we have a pet Biden.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Earthquake in Taiwan at magnitude 7.5. Mark, is this proof that Russia has an earthquake machine, or is it that a Chinese earthquake machine?
I'm going to go with natural phenomena.
The missus, is this because the Chinese put a secret rope on Taiwan and are towing it to China for reunification?
No, I'm going to blame Richard Hammond.
Probably so.
Yeah.
All right. According to Russian sources, the French have taken military courses. According to Russian sources, the French have taken military courses, and 1,500 of them are going to deploy to Ukraine because Zelensky did complain. Mark, are the Russians the best source of information on French military movements? You caught me, dear.
I don't know. They probably know as much about what's going on as the French president.
And in fact, as we're talking about the French, the missus, since the Russians mark their cars with a Z, will the French mark theirs with an S so we can say, look at that S car go?
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, by the way, did you hear that in the San Francisco Bay Area that the homeless people have started sealing boats on San Francisco Bay and they're forming their own pirate army?
I believe it.
I heard that today. And they're starting to rob boats. They're going in and out of San Francisco Bay.
Well, again, I know that Jim's not here, but again, the person who got the leg last week that we talked about, massive cannibalism.
Yeah.
What's left?
Yeah,
What global plague is left? Thank you, Nostradamus. Speaking of Nostradamus, Tesla sales are plunging despite price cuts. Elon Musk is turning to ads to boost sales. Mark, do you think that SpaceX will take all the spare batteries and make an electric rocket?
Oh, that's funny. No, I think people are just learning the downsides of electric cars. But don't worry, because the government's stepping in to force us to buy electric cars. So there'll be a drop in sales, and then they'll start picking up.
The missus
And
is
can't you just throw them all in the ocean anyway? That's where they belong, right? That's how you
That's
dispose
right.
of batteries.
That's how you're supposed to do. It's. I would say use the meme that it's perfectly legal, but you know how people are today.
Maybe they can be. Maybe we can use the Chinese playbook on this issue when their EV sales decline. You know, their companies buy their own vehicles and then just abandon them in these huge lots and empty field. Well, previously empty fields. Maybe Tesla could do that, but boost its sales that way.
We can just start leaving them in the desert in Death Valley.
That's true.
Uh,
Well, we could save them for 4th of July. Light them up.
Blowing
light
them
them up.
The only problem is it would take months for the fire to go out.
All right.
Well, that's better than just the flickering. You get a little short blast, a little bit of flickering from regular fireworks. This is something that would actually be memorable.
Gift that keeps on giving.
I had a question for the missus, but you guys have gone past it, so we're moving on to the
We've
next
gone
one.
around the bend.
Nebraska is getting ready to be changed, and the global leftists are getting deranged. Normally, Nebraska gives the Dems one electoral vote because of the way they have the system set up. But by changing this one vote, it might make Biden lose. And a Democrat newsface said, and I quote, "I think that this is what the modern Republican Party has become. They're changing the rules." Mark, do all global leftists lack self-awareness?
Yes, I would say that's probably one of the defining features.
Well, they're mostly idiots, and they think everyone else is an idiot too.
No, I think we're past the, liberals think conservatives are evil and conservatives think liberals are stupid. I think that we need to embrace the power of and.
Oh, I think the Democrats are stupid. Stupid and evil.
They're liberals. Yeah, they're stupid and evil.
There we have it. The missus, should we invade Nebraska so they have all the electoral votes?
Let's go get their corn.
Corn. I like it. All right. In New York City, firefighters of a ladder company were forced to remove a thin red line flag after Representative of Manhattan, Councilwoman Carlina Rivera, allegedly told them it was a fascist symbol. Mark, is this the price of freedom?
It's a fascist symbol. She doesn't know anything about anything. See what I mean? Liberals are stupid and evil.
Well, they're like Humpty Dumpty in Alice in Wonderland. Words mean exactly what I say they mean. So if I say it's fascist, then it's fascist. If I say it's racist, it's racist.
Well, and here's my question for you, the missus. Is this really a gang flag? And do fighters have firefighter gangs where they try and kill each other for being on their firefighter turf?
Funnily enough, I kind of think it is that way because you know how firefighters and cops are kind of, a little bit. I mean, it's kind of a friendly rivalry, but something about it makes me think when they get in the bar and it's just them in the bar and they've all had a little too much to drink, there might be some throwing down happening.
Well, speaking of throwing down, Jack Smith blasts the judge in the Trump case, saying, and I quote, "She's a meanie who disagrees with what I want, and she looks like me funny, and I'm going to tell mom." Mark, is this the kind of subtle legal argument that we've come to expect from Jack Smith?
Is that an argument? I guess so.
The missus, isn't it rational to complain when you're trying to prosecute your political foe?
Well, of course, because they should just give up and admit to how guilty they are so you can immediately take them to jail and leave them in a little dark, dank room that if it was, someone who murdered 16 people who were on a subway or something like that, you would completely be on their side and how they should be back out on the street tomorrow. But since this is your political enemy, yes, torture them, treat them terribly, deny them food, put them on a chain gang, work them to death. All of that is okay because we're talking about Trump.
There you have it. And speaking of talking about Trump, this is not story has nothing to do with Trump. Amazon is done with their just walk out checkout system, which apparently wasn't using computers to do all that checking out. It actually just had groups of Indians sitting in India watching Americans walk around and shop and monitor what's going in the cart. Mark, what do you think your Indian's name is, and why do you think it's Gupta?
Actually, I think he's a little busy right now because I understand he's stuck on a ship in Baltimore.
I heard that there are people who are stuck on that ship because they don't have passports, so they can't get off the ship.
There's this one guy who's been stuck on a ship. I'm sure he's off now, but it was several years the last
It was
I
the
heard.
guy living on the cruise ship, right?
No, this was not a cruise ship. This was a freighter.
Oh, okay.
And he couldn't leave because he was the last person on there. And if he left, they were going to arrest him, and it was a mess. All right. Your question, the missus. Do you think that Amazon has teeny little Indians put inside the speaker of their Amazon Alexas to do songs and such?
If they could, they would.
Maybe you've hit on the solution to all this. Maybe it isn't AI or clever algorithms, but maybe that's what they're doing is they're actually having these giant data centers in India somewhere with them watching or listening and then entering whatever is needed for the device to work.
Here, let me do the needful and give you the portrait of Elon Musk. Yeah.
Anyone else hear that? It must have just been me. Something weird with my headphones.
And this is our last story. In Haiti, gangs are looting the National Library, threatening historic documents like, I don't know, the National Coloring Book of Haiti, I guess.
Oh no, did they get both books?
I'm guessing that they're not really that worried about it since, the second thing they mentioned was that the looters were ransacking the building's generator. Mark, should we send illegal aliens to Haiti since it's such a paradise?
I think so. I mean, I've been told my entire life that these illegal aliens and other migrants are a strength and good for economic development. And you see this all the time with the illegal aliens. They're like, oh yeah, they benefit the economy, they provide, they do critical work that nobody else will do, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think it's the perfect solution. Send them to Haiti.
And
they'll fix it up, spick and span, and Haiti will then become what everyone always knew it could be, and
it'll be the new Wakanda.
dominant technological country in the world.
And the missus, do you think
you know what our president would say about that?
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
And the missus, if we sent the illegal aliens to Haiti, if it didn't work out that they enriched the population, could they be used as a food source for the Haitians?
You know what it all comes down to?
Massive cannibalism.
That's for you, Jim. When you hear it.
Yeah, when you listen to it.
You'll know. Gang, I think this was one of certainly my favoriteest shows. I don't know how everyone else feels, but this was a pretty good one, pretty fun. Ran slightly longer than normal, but hey.
And everyone knows it.
We're not charging any extra. Mark, have any parting words?
Yeah,
I like that. The missus, do you have anything?
I thought I quote Biden. I'm just sorry.
Well, on that note, I'd like to thank everyone for coming to Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. Remember to like and subscribe and buy things and whatever.
Buy stuff at our Cafe Press shop. You would look good in a new T-shirt.
Well, get rid of that evil cat.
Well, the cat's gone. I don't know if he found his way back outside or what, but he's not here anymore.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming. And I'm going to talk past the post this time. I know that drives you nuts.
Well, it drives me nuts because you still haven't given us the outro.
Oh, well, on that note.
Oh my God. Do I have to? I'm John.
Oh, I'm John.
This is Mark.
And I'm the missus. You all
Night.
come back now, you hear?